I bought this from Paramount Pictures. Accidents happen. It's a fish tank cleaner with a piece of string tied to it. Yes, that is a great point. We've cracked a few eggs, we've made an omelette. My, I love what you've been cooking. This thing's older than Ruben and me put together. Hi guys, welcome back to another episode where today we've got a variety of jobs around this house. We're going to be here for the next 3 days. The first job is a very tricky cable route, trying to decide a route to get from the front of the house to the consumer unit, which is right in the middle of the house. Because the house has been extended outwards, it makes it very tricky to actually get cables out. So I'm going to have a little look at that and see what time we get for all the various other jobs.
So I'm just taking off this panel for the bath because the cable route today is a bit of a spooky one, and we're going to go out up the side of the house, hopefully through here and down to the board. So we're going to try that first. If not, we do have a backup one, but this will be the best idea.
Really need a proper grout remover, don't we? If you're going to be cleaning all the silicone off of that. Well, we've got a route outside now, and I reckon we could drill out there, take the cable round the front, up, in, and then the joists run that way back to the board. There you go. 4 screws, and I reckon this will come up and we'll probably be above the consumer unit. So we can just rod that way and pop the cable down. Every single week, I'm like, this week is a healthy eating week. I'm not going to have any junk. And then customers come and help me out by giving me some nice, once was organic potato. That's been baked. Some nice cocoa beans. Some kernels, some green tea. Thanks for helping me out with my diet, customers. Right, let's get some tools in. I think it might run all the way through. There's 17,500 screws in it. Oh no. Oh dear. Might just have to rip it out. That's surprisingly easy. No, it's under here. Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna have to probably still lift this run up of carpet. See what we can see now. Go for this board here. Oh, really? Much further that way, so I don't even need to lift all this anyways. Good stuff. Surely that's not where the consumer unit is. Oh yeah, it's under the stairs. Yeah. Alright, okay. Carry on going. Way of getting it up the wall now. Maybe we could summon Spirit of Eagle. Spirit of Eagle. Caw! Caw! It's not going to happen. Alright. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
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 Maybe.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks, man.
Fun times.
Hope you got a playlist at least or something.
Yeah, well I've got
Yeah, you do.
a long old drive.
Yeah, it's a trek. How long did it take you?
I think I left at 8:15, 2.25 hours.
Yeah, about the same for me.
Yeah.
Oh man, well thanks for coming out anyway.
Oh, no worries, anytime.
Alright, let's check this pipe. The plan is, we'll come out there, just beneath that pipe, coming up the wall, black pipe, come down, along here, round, go up, maybe through the ceiling, down, and then the charger's just going on this wall right here. So I'll get that sorted now.
Yeah.
Yes. Is that enough to get all the way back to the board, Should be. I do like that very much.
Oh, how low down is the border?
Can you see, shine a camera that way, can you see if the wall goes all the way to the floor? Would you mind grabbing the drill, please?
Mm-hmm.
And the ear defenders, and I'm going to drill on that side of the wall. I'm going to pull it through the bath now, and then I'll drill down at an angle underneath the floor to check there's nothing there. Should be alright.
Yeah, I mean, there's a decent bit through already.
From it all. Yeah, so that's where that's coming down, so we'll try and bring it down
Yeah.
up there somewhere, maybe even inside the trunking. There is an urgent and devastating announcement. Do you know the movie?
No.
Cannonball! It's Anchorman 1. You said you'd seen that. Is that? Avoid the ankle snapper. Stop it, you. Oi, take it back. Take it, you take that back. Let's drill up from below, see where we come out, and then dive on down it with a cable. So I've drilled a separate hole for this. This is a fibre optic cable, so I don't want to damage it, so I'm just being super careful. I've put a little cap on the end there just to protect the actual glass end. And I've drilled a separate hole, but I'm just going to pull that through for him as well while we're here. Customer is very proud of his gig up and gig down, as I would be, as he should be. So we don't want to slow that down at all. So, we've got all the cables in. So Ruben has been a star and has greatly assisted me pulling it in through underneath the bath. So now it's kind of my favourite part of the job, which is we've cracked a few eggs, we've made an omelette, now to tidy up the mess. So we've got the cable down to the board and outside, so that's the hardest bit of the route done. So now we'll have a little tidy up, get everything sorted, hoovered up, put away, so that the messy side of it's done, and then we can focus on outside. Ruben can get clipping that, or even I might let Ruben do board side, whichever. You can do both now. He's a bit of a star. I always get nervous when you hear water running, when you've just drilled a load of holes.
And it's super delayed.
Yeah, it's very delayed. So, cue the B-roll.
Wow, my tools will be getting soaked. I will be back.
Right, so the cable is in, floor is back down. We're just going to get it hoovered and swept up, and then all our tools downstairs, and then time for some lunch. That's for you.
Oh, cheers, boss.
That's for you. This one's for me. I'm saving this for a special occasion. Right. Let's scan this, otherwise I have my face smashed in for never sending in receipts. Scan.
Again, chicken select meal.
still eating a huge quantity of food and probably a lot of junk food, but I'm also trying to really get more whole food in there as well, because I do actually like, believe it or not, healthy food. And this probably called healthy, but healthier. Brown rice, chicken, and it is very delicious. I love Leon. Leon, sponsor me. We tried it with Toby Carberry and it worked. If Leon want to sponsor me, but not the channel, me personally please, with free food for life, I won't complain. So a little bit of the acrylic, of the ceramic cracked off when taking the bath panel out, unfortunately. So I'm just in the process of repairing it for them. I'm going to try and make it completely invisible. Got this ceramic kit, a filler, hardener, and then a spray to put on afterwards. Accidents happen. That's what you do about them afterwards. That counts. Isn't that right? Quite nice to be working inside, as I usually hate being stuck inside all day, but I've had so many days outside recently, and I don't know if you've been following the news recently for English weather. I can't imagine people do, because I don't really know what the weather's doing in any other countries, unless there's like a massive tidal wave or something, which as far as I'm aware there's not been, but it's not been very clement weather to work outside. I'm not saying it's been windy, but my mate's wheelie bin is on a speed awareness course next Tuesday. So yeah, it's quite nice to be inside, warm, leaving Reuben to the joys of the English weather. Right, I want to show you something cool. This cable, right, actually before I show you this, we've got some very exciting things in the pipeline for the channel, which you would have seen snippets of with the studio and that kind of stuff, so I shouldn't itch my armpit on camera. We've got some very exciting things in the pipeline for the channel, but that is a little way off. It's getting closer, and in the meantime we just happen to film a lot of our ordinary jobs, which at the minute, annoyingly again, we're stuck in that cycle of customers find us through YouTube doing EVs. They say, yeah, you can come to our house and film, do an EV. And a lot of our non-EV jobs aren't customers that watch the channel, so they don't understand it and it's hard to film them. So it's stuck in a bit of a cycle of repetitive content, but that's going to change soon. But thank you for sticking with us in the meantime. What I was going to say is, the Doncaster cables, they were talking when I was there about changing the recipe on that inner sheath to make it a bit more flexible, and my, I love what you've been cooking. It is so much more flexible, and apparently they did it to help in the cold weather, because it was awful working on this cable when it first came out in the cold weather, but it really is a whole load more rubber. You can't feel it. You could probably shape that into a little rubber duck or a rubber snake for you to put on. Really, isn't it? They have changed the recipe. I like it. Someone moaned at, I think, Jordan the other day in the video saying, you punch cowboys, why don't you own a hole punch? I'm sorry, I do. Look how old this thing is. This thing's older than Reuben and me put together. But it's just not something I used to keep in my tool bag very much, because I must really consider hoovering that. Because I'm not really doing that much metal work nowadays, but obviously I own one. It's essential. I used to have a little clicky one. You push it and it'd automatically tap it. I've lost it, annoyingly. Let's hoover. On my days, I literally just suck the dust out of my nostrils. Do you reckon that would be enough to pull my eyeballs in deeper? Stop filming me. What happened to your eyes then? To see if you can spot anything different. This is one for all our electrical newbies and noobs. Can you spot something different about these two cables here coming in? Let me shine a torch on it so it's even clearer for you. Right, so can you see that laser pointer? Right, follow my laser pointer. I'll put it down a bit darker so you can see the laser pointer clearer. Right, so you see these cables here. Typically on these heads you just have one coming in, but on here you have two. These two lead sheathed cables here. And that's because this is a looped supply. It's something that's always talked about in the EV industry as your worst case scenario. Is it a looped supply? Oh, it's a looped supply, you can't have an EV charger. Wrong, that's not correct. What it means, if you've got a looped supply, to other countries this might seem absolutely ludicrous. It means that this is probably, this one here is going out to the neighbour, and this one is either coming from the transformer or from the next neighbour. So it'd literally loop in from house to house, which isn't done now. So if you pull a lot, then that's going to affect your neighbour. So if you imagine if everyone was pulling over what's been designed to pull, then by the end of the street you're going to have a massive whacking amount of power being drawn, which is going to overload the cables at the start of the circuit. So it means that we really have to limit ourselves to whatever size fuse they've given us. So I believe, I've not got round to this yet, the actual programming, and Jordan's the one that's designed the job, or Jordan or Dan, but I believe there's a 60 amp fuse in there. So what I'll probably do on the Hypervolt, set a grid limit of say 50 amps or 55 amps, and what will happen then is if the charge starts to get, well, the charge will always be about 7.4 kilowatts, but if the total load of the property on the CT that I'll clamp on ever starts creeping up towards the limit of what this has been designed for, with the total agreed supply for this property, it will ramp down the charge so that you don't blow the fuse or completely wreck all your neighbour's power. So there is ways around it now, basically, if you've got a looped supply, but I just thought I'd show that to you. I'm going to try this, which is the cable, what is it called? The Gecko Gripper. So I'm going to widen out the hole to that width. I'm going to poke it in and see if I can see it's a magnet. So, I mean, it's not going to work through that, is it? No. Maybe through this wood here. So if this is the plasterboard, you can just drag it along, a bit like a fish tank cleaner. Basically all it is a fish tank cleaner with a piece of string tied to it. Sorry, Super Rod, no offence. But I'm going to shove that above the ceiling, see if I can get it on, and drag it all the way across there to the point where he can see it over there. But he needs to just drill the hole a touch wider first before I'll be able to get it in there. Or is that just a drywall screw? That could just be a drywall screw. Is it in there?
Yeah.
Can you feel any resistance on it?
Oh yeah, a little bit.
You sure?
Yeah, a little bit.
Try and push it in then, see if this moves. Are you moving it?
Yeah.
Okay, it's not that then. Just trying to work out exactly where it is. I can hear you, mate.
Yeah. Oh.
You feel something?
Maybe.
There it is. Happy days. Mate, this is absolutely my favourite feeling.
Oh yeah, I think you got it.
At work. You know, there's better feelings in life, but at work, that is my favourite feeling. Right, go on then, if you push that up, and there we have it, one rod all the way through. See, that makes it worth working late, doesn't it, Max? If you walk this, start walking this cable off, I'll meet you 10 miles down the road and cut it for you. Yeah, do you want me to give it a little cut for you? Is that what you want? Come on, Ruben, well done. You're working late. I appreciate it. I appreciate you. Mate, I don't really want the snip, thank you very much. Alright. I love working late. There we go. I actually, believe it or not, I bought this from Paramount Pictures. They used this to circumcise King Kong. Legend has it, his blood is still on it. Oh, this is where he stopped for a tea break. Poor King Kong.
I knew you were going to say something.
What?
I was waiting for it.
Man, we're nearly there. I said today I'm going to get that cable through, even though we've got 3 days for this job, which might sound excessive to you, but we're not just doing that, we're replacing lights and all the rest of it. I really had it in my head I wanted to get this section done today, and we're about to, so I'm pretty proud of that, pretty happy. I'm just sad that Luke isn't here with me, because he loves working late, because you know what it means if we work late, sky gets dark, you know, it comes out when you get dark. If Luke's having a bad day. Cheers him up every time.
That feels really light, like concerningly light.
Is it coming out?
I really hope so. I mean, it's kind of stuck at the last hurdle, but I don't want to yank it.
Here, swap rolls. Go on, just give that a little wiggle.
Yep.
Wiggle, wiggle. There we goes. Our cameraman hates working late. And one of my favourite things to do now, just to wind him up, is to work late. He doesn't look impressed. There we go, that'll do for tonight. Okay, because the cameraman wants to go home, that is where the video ends. Thanks for watching. See you next time.